Why, hello there. Code Bacon welcomes you. In this video, we're going to talk about how to create a magic 8 ball in Python. To be able to do this, we need to make sure that you're already comfortable with Python and you have it installed on your computer. If you got all that ready to go, then we can do this. Also, we're going to talk through it step by step, piece by piece, and we'll explain everything that we do. So, first thing we want to do is create a function. Functions are just code that kind of hangs out, doesn't do anything until you call them. In Python, you say def, and that's just saying, hey, I'm defining this function, and this is the name of the function. And then after the function, we have our little colon here. And then when the function is called, all of the code that's tabbed over will run. So the first thing we want to do is create a thing called a list. And lists in Python are done with square brackets. And all a list is just kind of this cool variable. Well, it's a data structure, right? That's going to hold a bunch of values and it's going to be stored inside of this variable, responses. So it's kind of a cool way to store a bunch of values in one spot. And so these are going to be the responses that the 8 ball can give us. And eventually we're going to randomly pick from here and then we'll be able to give a response to our question. So let's start creating some. We're going to do these things called strings. Strings are just characters inside of these quotes. So when we do the magic 8 ball, we could say, yeah, definitely. Now we're happy here. So I'm going to throw in an emoji of a happy guy because, being happy is great. Next thing we're going to do, laugh at them a little bit because we're jerks. Then we'll throw a little X in here. Now I'm on Windows 11. And to do this, I'm holding down the Windows key and I'm hitting period. And that will give the little emoji picker thing. It's kind of cool. So we're going to just keep going, throw in some more. Now notice how in these lists, every one of these strings here is separated with a comma. So we're going to keep going, get their hopes up. I mean, geez, you got to have bacon. It's always about bacon, right? Next one, without a doubt. And of course, you can make up your own, put in whatever you want here. Got to crush their hopes and dreams. And of course, they'll cry when that happens. The signs point to yes, so of course we're gonna put in a sign here. Emojis are awesome. So better not tell you now, and then we'll have a dude going shh. Right, it's a secret. And then we'll tell them, heck yeah, it's gonna happen. They'll be happy, and so we got to give the little horns rock out symbol. Okay, so we've created our function, and again, functions are just code that hang out. The code tabbed over in this function will not run until we call magic 8 ball. Now, the first thing we need to know is, all right, well, how do we pull things out of this list, responses? So I'm going to print this out. This is another thing you can do. When you print, you're just printing out to the console or to the terminal. And I'm going to say I want to print the first thing inside of responses. So responses is where the list is stored. And then I say, okay, give me the first item in there. So it should give us yes, definitely. Now, lists are kind of fun in Python where it starts counting at 0. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and so forth. And these are called indexes or positions inside of this list. So I'm basically here saying, give me the first item in this list. Now to get this to run, I got to come over here and call the function. Right, this is basically telling it to run. Then I'm going to head over here to terminal. There we go. Or you can do Control Alt tick mark here. And the way you can do it is right here. Let's see if we do it clear. Right here, you just need to make sure that your location is where your stuff is, right? Like we are in my Magic 8 Ball folder here. And so now I can run this Magic 8 Ball. Now to do it on Windows, I can just type pi here, magic8ball.py. Now on your computer, it might be Python 3, it might be Python. It just depends if you're on a Mac or whatever you're on. Well, can't do Magic 9 Ball. And this is a good thing to see too, is I can just hit up on my keyboard and that will bring back the command that I just ran. So you don't have to type it all out again. So there we go. Cool. It ran. And then if I say, okay, give me the second one in there, I can come back here, press up, and then haha, no way. Now, another thing you could do if it has it is you can click on here to run code. But the problem is this little plugin thing here may not support these emojis that we're doing. And that's why I'm doing it with the actual terminal here. Okay. All right. So we have our responses. Now we want to ask the person, can get rid of this. We want to ask the person, hey, what do you want to ask me? And we can do that with input. Input is just that. It gets input from the user. And so we can say, ask the Magic 8 Ball a yes or no question. Let's save that. Come back down here. We can just test it. Press up. So notice what this input does. Ask the Magic 8 Ball a yes or no question, and then it stops and it's waiting for me to type things in. So this is how you can get input from the user using Python. I hit enter. There's nothing more going on in this program, so it just stops. All right, so now we can print out. We can do /n. This is called an escape character, and what this does is basically say print a new line in the terminal. And just for fun, I'm going to throw an 8 ball in here. Shaking the Magic 8 Ball. Then we can throw like drums in there for a drum roll. Oh, yeah. All right, let's try this out. Is baking good. Hit enter. It says shaking the Magic 8 Ball, the drum roll. All right, now we need to do what basically ties this all together is how are we going to make this actually give us one of these responses? And that is where we need to bring in something called random. In Python, there's a bunch of things called packages. And we're going to bring one of these packages in called random, and this is going to allow us to do a bunch of random stuff. And in this case, it's going to allow us to pick a response randomly from this list. You can also generate random numbers. There's a lot of different things you can do with this package. And Python doesn't come with it pre-imported. So if I ever want to do anything with this package, this random package, I have to import it. All right. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to print. I'm going to use the random package. And then there's this cool little function called choice. Then what I can do is pass in responses. And what this is saying is choice is like this built-in function inside of random that says, okay, give me a list of things, and then choice just takes over. Choice randomly picks one from responses and it does everything for us. So that's why it's really cool to be able to import these type of packages because they allow you to do more things. And so I can say, okay, I'm going to run this choice function that exists inside of random and I give it responses, and then it's just going to take over and pick a random response. And then when this is all done running, this whole thing will resolve or change into one of these random responses, and that is what will be printed out. Pretty cool. So let's try it. Press up. Is bacon good? Haha, no way. I feel like this Magic 8 Ball is broken. Let's do it again. Will bacon be in my future? Okay, now it's working correctly. But now we can see, right? It randomly picked things. First time I ran it, it gave me a haha, no way. Next time I ran it, it gave me a yes, definitely. So it is picking randomly from here. But there we go, everybody. This is how you would create just a quick Magic 8 Ball program in Python. Hope that helped out, and we'll see you around.